Let's do it.
Welcome back to the Modern Dad Show. I'm Chandra Bujwani.
I'm Carl Lyons. Welcome back.
We are Modern Dads. So before we get into today's episode, Carl recently had a birthday.
Right? It's true.
Yeah, so happy birthday. And it is
surprise.
And it's my birthday today. So
Indeed.
yeah, thanks for the coffee.
Yeah,
cheers.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's your present right there.
Thank you very much. Moving on from that, our episode today is about death and taxes to an extent, because
let's keep it light.
Right. And it is inevitable. Unfortunately, something that we all experience. I recently experienced losing a loved family member. Yeah. And it's tough to come to terms with. But one of the things that I was thinking about while I was grieving was the fact that my kids are going to experience this when my wife and I go. And I won't be able to protect them, and I really don't think I'll be able to prepare them fully.
Two things there, right? So protect and prepare. I mean, I'm not quite sure if you can protect your kids, can you? And I'm not sure the job is to protect them either, you know, from life experiences like that. But prepare, maybe that's part of the job.
I think you're right, but I just think it's your instinct to protect your child. But you're right, how can you protect them from death? It is inevitable.
It's a bit of an opening, isn't it? It's to have a conversation about what death means, perhaps, you know, kind of philosophically or spiritually, if you like.
Yeah.
So I think having that conversation maybe helps and is part of the preparation process.
You're right, it is a chance to have a conversation, and different cultures have different beliefs. Hinduism is about reincarnation. Yeah. Christianity is about heaven.
Our kids go to a faith school. They go to a Christian school. So I don't know if that's all about purgatory and hell, and you know, they've got options.
Burn, baby, burn. Make it fun, right?
Yeah.
Some cultures don't necessarily grieve death in the same way that you would expect, because a lot of cultures, they
celebrating the life, if you like.
Celebrating the life, and you celebrate it during the funeral procession.
I absolutely get that. So very recently I had a conversation with somebody, and their grandmother was cremated.
Right.
So the kids getting their head around the fact that grandma's body's going to be burned, you know, so having that discussion, I think, is difficult but important. It's just grandma's body, if you like. It's not her as such. It's just a shell, right? And the kids kind of get that, I think, to an extent.
Well, it sort of softens the blow, and I guess it plants the seed that we're not immortal, we're going to go. And maybe at a young age, if you start sort of celebrating life, once the person is gone, as opposed to just mourning and grieving in the traditional way where you're just in a pub looking at the bottom of a bottle. I'm there for my children now, and this is what I felt, which is my parents, which were a constant, literally since I was born.
Of course.
Aren't there anymore, no way to call them, email them, and that's one of the things I wished I could do, is I could still speak to them, communicate with them. So you might want to haunt them. Or opt to have a diary or a vlog or something. But then again, if I had that, I don't know if I would look at it, because it might be too painful. But it's just an idea to be around when you're not around.
Your kids are lucky that you've got the Modern Dad's back catalogue, right?
Your kids aren't. They're ashamed. But
it is right there.
They can rely on the Modern Dad Show and be glad that we're dead.
Yeah. I'm a great believer that, you know, we've got this spirit, this eternal soul, if you like, that goes on and lives. So we'll be there for them in some shape or form. So it's not the absolute end. It's not, the tragedy that it looks and feels like maybe at that time.
So we're there just in another form.
Absolutely. I've been interested in the last few years actually in Stoicism, which is one of the ancient Greek philosophies, and they have a concept, memento mori, which means remember death. And it's not meant to be a morbid way of, kind of framing death. It's all about being present in the moment, and you will die one day, and therefore it gives you a sense of urgency and priority about today and living and life. I understand that in the sense that keeping one eye on the fact that, you know, we are mortal, we're going to die one day, actually gives you lots of energy for life, in a sense, and really coming to terms with that and understanding that.
And this is where the taxes come in, because a lot of countries have some sort of tax. In the UK we have inheritance tax, in other countries they have death tax, and it's something you need to prepare for, because your kids lose their parents, they inherit something, all of a sudden the tax man comes.
Sooner or later, everyone pays IRS. But now, you know firsthand that being 6 feet under is not a tax shelter.
Wills,
you need to get your wills in place.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people take things for granted. They procrastinate, and before you know it, you're not around anymore.
Absolutely, yeah. So, you leave these big assets, and sometimes people have to sell the asset, right?
Exactly,
to just pay the duty, the death duty, the tax on that.
For instance, in the UK, the threshold is 325,000 per individual, so 650,000 per couple. Anything above that in your estate, 40% of that is gone. Get a life insurance in place. Find out if your life insurance is taxable. You can pay for your funerals. You're grieving, you get hit with a big bill for a funeral, and the worry about it, and you can, ease the burden for your kids by just paying that in advance. And then if they were horrible to you, that will hopefully make them feel guilty after you're gone.
I've got your eulogy written for you, to be honest.
That's very kind. You are older than I am, but okay. Yeah.
You wouldn't think so, though, right?
No. Some don't. But and I already have your replacement in mind for the Modern Dad Show. I hope you don't mind. You would want me to move on, right?
Of course. Yeah. Please do.
Those are our thoughts about death and taxes. If you have any questions, please do tune in. We'd love to get your thoughts. And
absolutely.
Please subscribe.
Absolutely. Thanks very much.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.
So you're sure, right, that if I can move on?
You got
once you kick the bucket,
You got the replacement.
Wouldn't you just
already?
want me to be happy?
To be honest, I'd want you to be happy, but it'd be very, very difficult
well,
to replace me, wouldn't it?
Well, I was thinking about your brother.
I'm definitely not worried.
All right.